Well, welcome once again. This is the Doctor of Digital at the Doctor of Digital podcast. The purpose of the show is to transform your life with education and inspiration. I introduce busy business leaders to trends in business, technology, and marketing to highlight people you should know. Do you ever feel stuck, like you were meant for more, but something is holding you back? Maybe you have a dream in your heart, but fear or self doubt keeps you from taking flight. Well, my guest today is here to help you break free from those limitations and soar to new heights. Daniel Gomez is the founder and president of Daniel Gomez Enterprises. And with over 2 decades of experience, he's an authority on leadership development, sales training, and building champion mindsets. He's not just another motivational speaker, though. Daniel is an international best-selling author who has helped organizations like the U.S. Air Force develop their top talent. His high energy approach and his ability to unlock people's hidden potential make him a highly sought after trainer. If you're ready to ditch your limiting beliefs and start living the life you were meant to live, then you don't want to miss this interview with Daniel Gomez. During this episode, we'll do a deep dive into the changes and hot topics of a leader building champion mindsets. We will leverage the expertise of my guest and how to navigate the unique dynamics of the field. By the end of this episode, you'll be better equipped to know what to do, and I encourage you to contact my guest, Daniel Gomez. With that, I want to welcome Daniel to the program. How you doing today, Daniel?
Dr. Digital, I'm excited. I ate some Wheaties today, so I'm ready to go for your audience, man. So thank you for having me this morning.
You bet. I'm always curious when people come on the program. If you think about a story that you can tell us, what was a pivotal moment that got you thinking in the way that you are today?
The truth is that when I was younger, I went to go work at this company called Plant Interscapes, and they taught me about sales and customer service. And so many people don't want to embrace the identity of a sales professional.
Right?
But I'll tell you what, every day we're selling ourselves and we don't realize it. We have the stigma of, I don't want to be salesy. Well, let me tell you, if you
Yeah.
own a business, you're in sales.
Yeah. When I tell people I'm a recovering academic and I would be teaching younger students, and I said exactly what you're saying, they go, "You don't think you're in sales? You're in sales. Because if you want to compete in this world, you're always having to sell yourself."
Yes, I mean, people, I get it, right? We've all had bad sales experiences, and people talk about, yeah, I don't want to be that used car man or whatever it is. But the truth is this: is that at some point in your life, to get to the next level of life of business, you
Yeah.
have to sell yourself. And even as a speaker, as a professional speaker, I was on another show, and it's like you got to sell. Even you got to sell yourself as a speaker. No matter what we do in life,
Hmm.
you got to be selling yourself. And I'm not saying be salesy, but you got to really just put yourself out there and let the world know, right? Because you can be the best at something, but if you're not known, it doesn't matter. You'll be out of business within a year, like most businesses are.
Right. And, the statistics are bleak, right? Something like 90% of businesses are out within 5 years because they just don't last. People have to have the discipline to be able to get out there and tell the message that you have. You've been in business for some time now. I'm really curious if you could elaborate a little bit. What are some of the changes that you have seen over the recent decades?
The main thing is this: is that you have to really be open minded to the new. I think so many times we open a business in our first fiscal years, and then we get strategies, we get processes in place, and then we think those same strategies that got us from, say,
Mm,
no revenue to $100,000 in revenue are going to get us to 250,000 in revenue, and it doesn't work that way. You gotta, once you get to a certain level, okay, what other process do I have to put in place? Do I have to add another body? Do I have to add another employee?
mm,
I think you start making a little bit of profits. And what I've seen is, going back to sales, there's no sales process and there's no sales follow up. And the truth is, Dr. Digital, the fortune's in the follow up. So at some point, you have to duplicate yourself and build a sales team. And I think that's what really has helped me grow and blossom, is the fact that since I understand the sales aspect of business, you can't do it by yourself. And so many solopreneurs, small businesses, they try to do it by themselves, and you can't. There
mm.
comes to a point where, as a business owner, as a leader, you have to duplicate yourself. And the thing is, the biggest problem that I coach people on with that is that they're scared to let go of control. And because they don't want to let go of control, they don't want to duplicate themselves, Dr. Digital.
Yeah, you might have heard this expression that what got you here what got you here is not gonna get you there, and that's what it reminds me of, right? So, if you have a limited amount of success, that doesn't get you to the next level because you have to figure out something else and a new strategy to get you to a higher level.
Yeah, because think about this, right? The world is changing every day. As a matter of fact, our business, DG Enterprises, we started in 2018. Now going on 6.5 years already in business, and we've changed so much. We've evolved, and the thing is that you have to evolve as you're growing as an organization. When I came out, I was strictly a speaker, even though I ran multi-million-dollar corporations.
Right?
I didn't really want to do that initially, right? I didn't want to be a coach, and then all of a sudden, like people started asking me for advice, and God said, "Hey, coach them. They need help." I'm like, "Well, what's coaching?" I'm being serious. And next thing you know, I go get certified. I'm like, I know, like it just it came to me. But once I this is a key. Once you embody the identity of a business owner, of a business coach, whatever it is, that identity that you need to embody, that's where the breakthrough happens. And so many people are living in the wrong identity, and they're trying to get a certain result, but you're not operating in that identity, so you're never going to flourish, you're never going to be that individual. And many business owners, talking about business aspect of it, they see themselves as a technician. And I don't
Mm,
mean technician, right? The baker, the lawnmower guy, the person that
right.
cuts the grass, the body and paint man. Yes, you're a great body man. Yes, you're a great painter. Yes, you're a great baker. Yes, you can cut hair. But now, right now, you got to put yourself in this identity as the actual business owner, not as a technician. And that's where the shift has to happen. And many business owners, they don't see that shift because they think like an employee. That's why we do a huge training called Kill the Employee Mindset,
Okay.
because you have to develop that business mindset and that millionaire mindset, Dr. Digital.
Now, you said that there's been some changes. I'm wondering if could you identify some hot topics? I mean, what should business owners and people be thinking about right now?
Well, the thing they have to you have to be open to AI. AI is scary. If you don't know it, you kind of just ignore it and you think it's going to go away. But I can tell you that we've embraced technology of AI. We
Okay,
don't use it for everything, but we do use it because it does saves you time in
sure.
so many aspects of it. So A, you got to embrace the new technology, and then B, really, right? What are your prices? So many businesses never test the limits of their pricing, and they're so scared to lose the wrong customer. Let me say that again. They're so scared to lose the wrong customer that if they
Right.
found the right customer by having the right pricing, then business would be easier. What do I mean by that? When we first started doing live events, Dr. Digital, I would kill myself to sell a $49 ticket, $69 ticket, and our profit on an event was minimal.
Okay.
Now we sell high ticket items of 2,000 and over. We don't even kill ourselves, right? But it's a higher product, a higher quality of an
Mhm.
event that we bring, and the profit is more because now we deliver more value. So I think you really got to be aware of how am I pricing my products, right?
Okay.
Walmart's not for everybody. That's why they have Target. Macy's ain't for everybody. That's why we have Nordstrom's, and we have Neiman Marcus. So you really got to understand, what value does my product bring to the marketplace? Because the more value we bring as business owners to the marketplace is only going to reward you. The problem is most business owners undervalue themselves, Dr. Digital.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think be a little more bold, right? I mean, it reminds me of the expression that fortune favors the bold, right? So if you want to be timid, you're probably in the wrong business. You're not going to make it. You got to be a little more competitive. Get the juices flowing.
Yes. Well, the thing is this, is that we enter into business. We don't have no operating procedures. We don't have a sales process. We don't have a sales team. And then we wonder why our business isn't growing. And then you don't want to do marketing, right? Sales is one thing, but you got to market yourself. And I tell every business owner, I don't care how small or how big, you have to have a presence on social media, especially if you're a professional business like us. I'm a business coach, I'm a professional keynote speaker. You have to have a LinkedIn profile. And it amazes me how many lawyers, how many professionals don't even have a LinkedIn profile. I'm like, why wouldn't you? It's free
Right.
advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, it's free. It's like, I'd say just it's a 10-second version of LinkedIn. It's your resume is online. So like get it out there. Let people know who you are.
Yes, and I think one thing too is you really got to just not be scared to fail. I think so many business owners are so cautious. They're
Mm,
so cautious that they never make an investment in themselves, or they make the mistake that I've invested an XYZ one time, 5,000 or 10,000. Let me tell you, in business, we've invested over actually I want to say easily we've surpassed 400,000 in investing in what we're doing here.
Okay.
That's why we have the business that we have, because it takes investment in technology, it takes investment in people,
People.
and you got to buy right the computers that we bought when we opened up. Those computers died already. Now we had to get faster computers. So people are scared to do that. It surprises me how many people are scared to let right. They don't let the money flow, and they wonder why they're broken out of business in 5 years.
Yeah, and that's why I'm curious, like talking about like how people are stuck. There are people who are actually fear to be successful, right? That
Yeah.
holds them back. There's things in their mind that hold them back. You've got a really unique approach, and I'm wondering how you develop this. And also, could you give some groundbreaking tips? Like, what would a business owner need to do, and what would you recommend average business owner to be thinking about?
Well, I think first of all, you really have to get a LLC. You got to get an LLC, protect yourself, get a bank account, and then go to the bank. Get your LLC going. B, open up a bank account under your LLC, and then the third thing is get a credit card under your LLC under EIN. You have to start using your EIN number, and
Right?
because at some point you have to separate your personal from your professional,
Sure.
and the reason they do that is because it protects you from anything coming against you and your personal assets. So most people don't think that way. They kind of cross mingle. They just get a DBA, and then your tax rate's higher on a DBA instead of having a sub S corporation where your taxes are a lot less, almost half, less than half actually. You're talking
Mm,
about 29% on the DBA as to 15% or less depending on your accounting. But the thing is, you got to get an LLC going. You got to get comfortable with just really this bigger numbers, right? You really got to grow yourself in bigger numbers. And what I mean by that is you can't let if you're used to spending say $200 on electricity, don't be scared of a $500 electrical bill. Don't be scared of investing and making these payments and investing in your business, because it's an investment in your business to get that reward at the end. And so many people, like I said, going back, they I talk about this in my book, The Makings of a Millionaire Mind.
okay.
They hoard the money, and then they wonder why they're struggling, because what little they have, they're scared to reinvest it in themselves. And it's a conscious, right? It's a constant cycle of reinvesting in yourself. What do I mean by that? Think about this. We can have a beautiful brand new red Lamborghini outside, but it doesn't have a gas tank. No gas tank at all. What good does it do us if we have this beautiful red Lamborghini and we can't take it or drive it anywhere? It's just there for looks. What good does it do you to make a little bit of profit? You put it in the bank and you never reinvest it in your business. And then before you know it, you can't do anything with your business because you haven't given it the fuel that
Mm,
it needs to get to where it needs to go to. So again, it doesn't have the fuel that it needs to get where it needs to go to. And a business needs fuel, business needs energy, business needs action. Anything complacent is going to die sooner or later, right? We're
yeah.
either progressing or regressing. We're either creating business or we're disintegrating. And you always got to be on that creative aspect of it.
There's a great line from a Bob Dylan song. It says, "He who isn't busy being born is busy dying." Like, oh, that's a great quote. And I think
Yeah.
you can apply it to a business, right? So if you're not being born, again and again, or reinventing yourself and putting money in, then of course you're dying. You're going to fall by the wayside.
Yeah, and I think you have to be open minded to new ideas. I think for us, as we started our journey, it was strictly speaking. And then my first book came out, You Were Born to Fly. And then my second book came out, Sticker Shock. And now people are asking me for business advice, and all these opportunities open up. And like I mentioned earlier, I didn't really see myself in that identity of a business coach. And
Right, right.
then next thing you know, I'm an author. Now, 6.5 years later, we have the trunk of our business is speaking. We have a branch. We have a huge book publishing division where we've published over already hundreds of books where we help authors and we do quality work. So we have a book publishing company now. We have our live events, our Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, where we train speakers, not just to speak, but how to build a speaking business. And then we have our Makings of a Millionaire Mind brand, where we have our book, an online program. And
Mm,
then we have our live boot camp that you see right here behind me that we're having this weekend, May 24th and 25th. So everybody wants the answers up front in business, Dr. Digital, but you're not going to get all the answers. I would have never dreamed that 6.5 years later, I was going to have all these verticals in my business. But as you keep walking forward, okay, what product can I add to my business? What can I do with this? The problem is people listen to a lot of these influencers on social media, which half of them are lying or don't even live what they're talking about, have all these streams of income. Yes, you get 6 to 7 streams once you have one dominant stream of income. You cannot have 6 weak ones because they're going to die.
Mm.
So build one revenue stream, work on that. Then that's going to be the tributary to the other sources. And then whatever God puts in your heart, you go from there.
Yeah, so it's like that. If I thought of an image, it's a tree, right? So you have the trunk and you have that central part of it, and then you start branching out. But you got to find that one solid thing that works for you, and then it kind of spills over into some other areas to supplement your main focus.
Exactly. And too many people they listen to what everybody else says, right? Why would you ask your cousin who is a 9 to 5 employee for business advice? Why would you go to your mom and dad who have never owned a business and ask them for business advice? And I think the biggest mistake, we go to our Uncle Joe or Aunt Mary.
Right?
They've never been in business, right? They just don't think that way. And you have this dream of becoming a business owner, and we water down our dreams or we take advice from the wrong people when they're not business owners. You just have a different way of thinking. And I think the second thing that the third thing that I would say is you have to get yourself a business coach. Why? Right? You collapse the time of your learning curve by getting a business coach. And I think what really took us from a 250,000 to 1 million in revenue is we had two powerful coaches that helped me. And that's why I love business coaching so much, because you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, you're never going to get the results that you deserve. So you got to get out there. Don't be scared to hire a business coach. Don't be scared to hire a mentor and
Mhm.
somebody that you're going to pay, right? Because this is why when people pay Dr. Digital, they pay attention. And millionaires understand that.
True. It's a expression to go put some skin in the game, right? When you put some skin in the game, you get a return.
Yeah, because if it's free, you don't value the advice, you don't
Exactly.
value it. But if you pay for it, and the beautiful thing is, as you get to the higher end clients, right, they don't mind paying. They value with the wisdom you give it. So stop undervaluing yourself. Hire a coach, and stop trying to do everything by yourself. Because the more you try to figure it out, the more it's going to cost you if you do it alone.
Can you say something about, say, actionable tips, right? So you take that person who's it's stuck in where they are, they're frustrated. And so what kind of things would you recommend? So what kind of tips can you offer to get them going, get started?
Well, you got to know what's my account receivables, what's my account payables. Most small business owners don't even understand that. They don't even understand a profit and loss statement. Right now, we're in the process of buying a huge building for our business.
Okay.
You got to have a business, right? Profit and loss statement. You got to have a balance sheet. You got to understand business 101. So, what's my account receivables? How much money do I have coming in? What's my account payables? How
Hmm.
much do I have going out? There has to be an awareness of that, because if not, if you're just spending, well, then you're going to be in the red. But if you're not spending enough, okay, well, where's the balance at? And pay your vendors, pay the people. You got to pay the people. And then, right, where am I at in my profit and loss? It's May right now, May 20th. What was my How did I do in the first quarter? What's my balance sheet look like in the first quarter? You got to have an understanding, where am I at compared to last year? I always do that. And then, right, how's my balance sheet and my profit and loss statement? So those four things in business is a great place to start, because most people don't have an understanding of that. They come and they have a shoebox full of receipts, and they don't know what's going in or what's coming out. And then they wonder why they have more month than they do have money to pay their bills or pay their employees.
You've mentioned some things and we've talked about some of the changes you've seen and some hot topics, but you also have a number of services. How do people get a hold of you? And of course, you mentioned book and book. So how do people get a hold of it? Where is that available?
Well, our book, The Makings of a Millionaire Mind, it's on Audible. So you can get a copy on Audible if you want the Audible version of that. And they're on Amazon. We got The Makings of a Millionaire Mind. And we got our book, You Were Born to Fly, on Amazon. Get a copy of that. And
Okay.
what I want to do for your audience, I want to give them a complimentary business session, right? Just
Sweet.
my gift to them. And just mention Dr. Digital on the email. Put that on the subject line and send me an email. Complimentary discovery session, Dr. Digital on the subject line, and I'm going to give your audience a complimentary 30-minute discovery session with me, personally me, because I want to pour into them, because we all need. So that's going to be my gift for me, Dr. Digital, to your audience. And that's email me with the subject line, Dr. Digital coaching, right? This discovery session, Daniel at drdigital.com. Daniel at drdigital.com. And I'm going to give your audience a complimentary 30-minute discovery session with me, personally me, because I want to pour into them, because we all need. So that's going to be my gift for me, Dr. Digital, to your audience. And that's email me with the subject line, Dr. Digital coaching, right? Daniel at danielgomezspeaker.com, and I'm going to give your audience a complimentary discovery session for their business strategy.
Well, that's very generous of you. And hopefully people follow up on it because you got a lot to offer and you've been very successful. Thank you, Daniel, for being a guest today. I appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule and sharing all the good things that you have. I learned something, and hopefully the audience did as well.
Well, thank you for having me, Dr. Digital. And thank you, everybody. Reach out to me. I want to help you.
All right. Sounds fantastic. Thank you so much. If you want to have great guests like Daniel, make sure that what you're doing is supporting the program. And how do you do that? Well, you can also support those people who support my program. So I want to thank the publishers of both Burning America and On Track for their support of the program and to keep people coming like Daniel. So subscribe, positively review, and of course, reach out to me because I can help you as well. So if you need some other additional help and coaching in your business and in your practice, let me know. I'd like to help out. Until next time, this is the Doctor of Digital signing off.